Butterfingers. It's good to have you here, Butterfingers. Ellie? Oh, there you are. I've been doing some investigating my own since we last parted. I believe I found our Lapis Maiden. The girl's name is Arabella, daughter of one Master Guguremu, a prominent member of the East Alden Trading Company. Her eyes and hair are a most exceptional shade of blue. Her beauty is the talk of the Sultanate. Her purported beauty, I should say. You see, none have actually seen the girl in the flesh. Apparently, her father is the overprotective sort. Some say that the maiden has never set foot outside the family's well-guarded estate. But all this is about to change. Rumor has it that the girl is to be wed, and not to just anyone, mind you, to the heir of the Burgier Consortium. The formal announcement is set to be made at a commemorative feast, to be jointly hosted by the two family businesses. The venue is Costa del Sol, where preparations are going on as we speak. Word on the street is that the bride-to-be will be making a rare public appearance. It is here that the thief intends to strike. We couldn't be more certain of it. Piqued your interest, have I? My sources tell me that the bride's father is already in Costa del Sol, overseeing the preparations. This is one scoop I'm not going to miss, and you're welcome to come along. Only if we can bring Butterfingers. We'll meet you there, Butterfingers! Guguremu?
You're not one of my associates. The banquet is for invited guests only. If you have no business here, be on your way at once.
Beg pardon, good sir. My name is Ellie, reporter for the Mithril Eye. If I might have just a moment of...
Ah, yes, that two-gill sensationalist rag. I read a tiresome screed about the self-styled phantom thief in his letter of challenge. You'll come to tell me my daughter is in danger. I can assure you that your concern is entirely unwarranted. I've not kept my Arabella safe to this day to see her whisked away from me by some fly-by-night rogue. I have spared no expense in securing the best protection that money can buy.
Oh, they're gogglemans!
The brass blades of the Gerbera, an elite unit of the most lethal swordsmen in the Sultanate. They say one of them once caused a man's heart to burst just by looking at him askance. The moment they set eyes on the would-be thief will be his last.
If the thief is obliging enough to allow himself to be seen, or do those goggles serve some purpose other than making the wearer look utterly ridiculous? God damn it, he's fabulous!
Consulting Inspector Briardian, your reputation precedes you. And what, pray tell, would you propose? I have promised some of the wealthiest men in the realm that my daughter will be attending the festivities. To renege on my word would have dire implications for the family trade.
My proposal is a simple one. Entrust the investigation to me. The thief will be in shackles before the banquet commences, and it will cost you not a whit of your precious skill.
Very well. Let us see if your reputation is deserved. But consider yourself warned. Greater fortunes than you will ever know hinge upon this banquet. I will not tolerate any disturbances.
Such touching concern for his coin purse. If only he could muster the same for his daughter. But do tell, Inspector, after he slipped under our noses the last time, what makes you so confident that you can catch our thief this time around? A man may boast 1,000 faces, but he has but a single modus operandi, and it is painfully obvious. A letter of challenge. A precious treasure whisked away from its rightful owner in the broad light of day. This tells me that our thief is an attention seeker with supreme confidence in his abilities. Doubtless he means to target the maiden using the same methods he used to abscond with the treaty blade. Even now the fiend is in our midst, having assumed the identity of someone who will be in close proximity to Miss Arabella at the feast. I have already narrowed the field. Arabella's betrothed, Vans, would be an obvious target for our thief. So too would his father, Morgant. Yalto Nolto and his wife, Sainana, the guests of honor, will give a toast to the couple's happiness. Both will be standing close to the stage where the bride-to-be is set to appear. Needless to say, we cannot rule out Guguremu himself. Finally, we have Lewenhart, a steward of Guguremu's estate, and Miss Arabella's personal attendant. And then we have this fish here. Very suspicious subject. All the key players, save for the Lapis Maiden herself, have assembled in Costa del Sol. Doubtless the Phantom Thief lurks among them, his face concealed, gathering information and planning his course of attack. We'll begin our questioning of the suspects immediately. Should you encounter any suspicious individuals, you are to report back to me at once. Oh! Hildibrand of Manderville. I could smell the stench of idiocy and incompetence from a mile away. The pleasure is all mine, contriving Inspector Briardian. Forgive me for not revealing myself sooner. I was simply conducting a bit of preliminary undercover investigative work. Yet to see through my ingenious disguise with such ease. Yes, I dare say your powers of observation rival even my own. Fear not, friends. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry Inspector Extraordinaire, have arrived to defend the maiden's honor as only a Manderville man can. You still got a fish on your head, bro. He does realize there's still a fish on his head, doesn't he? Good Inspector, I realize we have not seen eye to monocle in the past, but a fair maiden's virtue, mayhap her very life, is at stake. From one gentleman to another, let us put aside our differences. Yes, I would welcome your assistance in this case. Me assist you? Aren't you a funny man? Oh, it makes no matter. My plan is so flawless that not even your bungling can interfere this time. If you wish to assist me, you may do so by keeping watch over the suspects. In the meantime, I have a promising lead to investigate. I shall return before the banquet begins. While I know this may be asking much, try not to do anything too stupid in my absence, will you? I would speak with you, but not here. I'll be waiting for you outside Costa del Sol. Come quickly, for we do not have the luxury of time. Inspector Briardian seems to have taken a liking to you. You should be proud. As you can see by his treatment of someone we know, the man doesn't suffer fools lightly. It is not by fate's whimsy that we have been reunited here today, friend. You are destined to be by my side as I apprehend the fiend and defend the fair maiden's virtue. Lewenhart?
Renting out Master Kagaruja's private property would be almost unthinkable for most folk. But Gil talks, and neither the Burgwager Consortium nor the East Alden Trading Company are in danger of running their coffers dry.
I like your gloves, Mr. Lewenhart. Nalto?
Good food, good drink, and good tidings. That's today's announcement. Will send even more gil flowing into our coffers, only makes the wine taste all the sweeter.
Sayonara. Oh, how I am looking forward to meeting Miss Arabella. They say many a song is sung of her beauty. Mind you, there was a song or two sung of me in my day. Floopsy believes it. Ugoremu?
All I have done to raise Arabella to a beautiful young woman has been in anticipation of this day. I've never been more proud to call myself her father.
I'm Vance, heir to the chairmanship of the Burgwager Consortium. And exactly who are you again? I'm sorry, I just realized I don't particularly care.
Vance is me own flesh and blood, heir to the Burgwager Consortium. Barely needs saying that he'd settle for no less than the most storied beauty the realm over.
Alrighty. Well, the fiance's an asshole, the dad's an asshole, the fiance's dad is an asshole. The other dude has, the servant guy has nice gloves, and then the old people are just old people. So, don't know what to tell you.
You've come, excellent. With that buffoon suitably distracted, we can get to more important matters. But before we proceed, what might I call you? An unremarkable name, but it will suffice. Now answer me this, Elder. You were there when the phantom thief, in the guise of Lady Dorilda, stole off with the treaty blade. Was there anything about our foe's disguise that struck you as particularly noteworthy?
The perfect mannerisms.
Intriguing. Most would point out the sheer physical perfection of the disguise. You turn an eye within. A thorough inspection of the mask left behind at the scene revealed a tiny prism sewn into the fabric. It is this stone that allows him to change appearance at will, and yet, like you, this was a secondary concern to me. From movement to mannerisms to that utterly obnoxious personality, the thief did not merely look like Lady Dorilda, he was her. Such a feat could not be accomplished by magical trickery alone. We are dealing with a clever and thorough criminal. Not content to rely on his ample powers of disguise, he studies his targets closely before assuming their identities. He emulates them utterly and completely, that not even their closest friends or family could detect that aught is amiss. All the key players arrived in Costa del Sol 3 days ago, when preparations for the banquet began. This would afford our thief more than enough time to study his would-be target. And yet some disguises are more challenging than others. Put yourself in the mind of our phantom, Elder. If you were the thief, whose identity would you first assume?
One of those stupid guards, probably.
Precisely! Clearly you are far less useless than the bumbling inspector whose company you keep. Strong in number, few of words, able to come and go as they please, a fearsome reputation to scare away any who were drawn near enough to realize something was amiss, an ideal entry into Costa del Sol for our man. Deducing as much, I made a point to question brass blades in the area. Little to my surprise, I learned that there was one man who had not been seen at his favorite alehouse for 3 days past. Our thief has not made a habit of wanton murder. Doubtless the poor man is lying naked in a ditch not far from here. In addition to general security duties, each of the brass blades has been assigned to serve as a bodyguard for one or more of the guests. If the man can tell us of his assigned charge, like as not, his answer will reveal the current identity of our thief.
Our thief would not have had the time to carry the unconscious man far. I will canvass the immediate area. You begin your search on the outskirts of Costa del Sol.
Okay. Well, you look like you could use some help. Found the naked guy.
Excellent! You are one of the less incompetent assistants I have worked with.
Thank the gods! Please free me from these chains before the snippers eat me alive!
Now tell me all that you can remember about what happened to you. Try to be brief.
Oh, we just arrived in Costa del Sol. Having a briefing of sorts, Master Gugaremu gave us each our orders, who we'd be looking after and the like. Had a mind to tour the area, get my bearings. Next thing I knew, I felt a thwack on the back of my head. When I came to, here I was, stripped to my skivvies.
Much to the chagrin of those of us who have to look at you, you say you received orders from Master Gugaremu, who was to be your charge.
Memory is hazy, but one was Morgan, father of the groom. The other was a Lalafell gent from Limsa.
Yalto Nolto. Now try your best to remember. Were there any other guests with whom you were ordered to interact?
Come to think of it, yes. There was also the steward, Lowenhart. I was to review with him the schedule of events, discuss the protection of the key supplies, that sort of thing.
Morgant, Yalto Nalto, and Lowenhart. Thank you. For an incompetent fool, your testimony has proven astonishingly enlightening. I shall see this man back to the city and into the possession of some new clothes, after which I shall return to Costa del Sol to continue the investigation. Go on ahead of me, and for the love of gods, just make sure that imbecile doesn't cause too much trouble in my absence.
Okay. Floopsy will watch him, but Floopsy does not guarantee that he will stop him at any point, because it's kind of funny when he fucks up.
Ah, there you are, friend, and not a moment too soon, for I was about to commence my investigations in earnest. Tell me, did your and Inspector Briardian's avenue of inquiry bear fruit?
Maybe.
Morgant, Yalto Nalto, and the steward Lowenhart, you say? This does not surprise me. Yes, I consider them all exceptionally suspicious from the start. With the Lapis Maiden in danger, we cannot afford a moment's delay. I, Hildibrand, shall have our thief in shackles before the inspector returns. Fear not, my friend, the inspector shall be none the wiser. Ha ha! If he had hoped to nab the fiend for himself, he should not have simplified the task for me so. Ah, there's one of our suspects standing suspiciously under that canopy over there. Just you wait, fiend. I shall rip the mask from your face and reveal you for the rogue that you are.
Oh dear. Floopsy needs to get this on camera. Wait!
Stand back, friend! The man we pursue is a criminal mastermind. The mere slip of the tongue could put our case, nay, our very lives, in danger. But have no fear, Miss Ellie. Ready your quill that you might record my every word as I employ the time-honored art of parley, handed down from Manderville men of ages past, to reveal our foe. I can think of a few topics that would interest my readers less than your blatherings. Just catch the thief so I can have my story, would you? Don't worry, Inspector. I brought a quill and journal, too. Your adoring fans won't miss a word. Capital! This is why you are my favorite assistant, Nashu. Now behold as I ensnare our prey with a web of words leading to his inevitable demise. Good evening, Master Gugaremu, and a fine evening it must be for you most of all. Allow me to offer my most heartfelt congratulations on your betrothal to the enchanting Miss Arabella.
What is this nonsense? Arabella's my daughter, you... Just who in the seven hells are you, anyway? Guards! Guards! Now, hold your chocobos, Gugaremu. I recognize the lad. This is Hildibrand, agent of inquiry and inspector extraordinaire. Come to save the lovely lass from the crutches of the phantom thief, have ye? I reckon we owe the man our gratitude, eh, Vans?
The phantom thief? Balja dash rot, if you ask me. That said, my betrothed must be quite the beauty indeed to have such rumors told about her. Perhaps she's worthy of me after all. Ha ha! He exudes an unusual degree of confidence for such an effete fashion-challenged youth. Most suspicious. He's a damn sight easier on the eyes than you.
That's me, Vans. Ever calm in the face of danger. Truly is his father's son. A worthy heir to the Brigadier Consortium, and a worthy match for my daughter, I must say. Yes, I foresee many years of prosperity for our families. Or family, I should say. Ho ho! Which reminds me, Master Vance, Arabella asked me to convey her gratitude to you for the golden clasp you sent some months ago. It has not left her neck since the day.
Oh, that little trinket? 'Twas nothing. Tell your daughter the greatest treasures in the realm will be hers once we are wed. The time-honored Manderville art to parley. You'd be sleeping with the fishes now had Morgan not spoke up on your behalf. It said nothing about the interactions between the three struck me as particularly unnatural.
Let us not rush to conclusions, Miss Ellie. A gentleman fancies a more methodical approach. Yes, everything is proceeding according to my master plan.
Whoops, I was supposed to be taking this down, wasn't I? Everything is proceeding according to my master plan.
I sought only to learn the trust of the families before confronting Yalto, Notol, and Lewenhart, who have aroused my suspicion from the start. Come, we have a thief to apprehend. You've not yet seen your faces around here? With the East Alden Trading Company, are ye? Why, yes, good sir, very much with them. Some might even say we are the East Alden Trading Company. Ha ha ha! Oh, pleasure to meet you. Do tell, is the Lapis maiden as lovely as they say? Sinana here's no slouch herself, but like me, she's getting on in years, or no intents intended, my dear. Oh, but where's me manners? Yalto now told the Brigadier Consortium. This is my wife, Sinana. I look forward to many profitable dealings with you and yours in the moons and years to come. I dare say this wedding and the joining together of our family businesses couldn't be happening at a better time, but with all manner of fell beast and beastmen taking aim at our wares. Just the other day, a shipment of imported foodstuffs was waylaid by the Mandragores. Nasty buggers, a lot of them. If I were 20 years younger, I'd dice them up myself and make salad out of. You have heard of the Mandragores, haven't you? But of course. I once spent a year holding body and mind with the Fist of Ralga. My fellow monks and I would chant several hundred mantra whatsits a day.
And your food stores were occasionally raided by the ruthless bands of rogue vegetables known as Mandragores, yes? Would it kill you to read the Mithril Eye and educate yourself from time to time?
A fearsome lot they are. Rumor has it that they'll not rest until every fruit or vegetable harvested for consumption has been freed from captivity. Why, they struck at the larder here just days ago. Our supplies were decimated. Fear not, milady, I was able to arrange for an emergency shipment to replace the stolen produce. Arrived safely some time ago. Settle down, Shinana. Forgive me, wife. She's always saying how meat is bad for her figure. With that, I must go prepare me speech. Carry on, lads. Criminy! None of those three were suspicious in the least, but we must not give up hope, lest he of many faces has the last laugh. Where there's a will, a gentleman shall find a way. Come, Nashu, we must move quickly, or the Lapis Maiden shall not be something.
You speak so fast, Inspector. A sign of a quick mind, I'm sure. Now, where was it? Give up hope. He of many faces will laugh last. The Lapis Maiden shall not be the only one to come to harm. Oh, dear. I'm not sure that captures the inspector's intended meaning. But this is no time for us to be standing around. Inspector Briardian will be back any moment now, and he's not the type to suffer excuses.
Quite so, Miss Ellie. Unfortunately, I have a plan. Let's investigate the foodstuffs of which Master Lewenhard spoke. Should we find any contradictions in his testimony, we can consider the man a prime suspect. Inspector Briardian will be back before long. Come, Nashu. This is no time to delay.
Ooh, foodstuffs. Are those explosives? Nashu?
Crates of assorted foodstuffs, and a veritable host of luscious-looking coconuts. Appears that a man Lewenhard spoke true? Ye gads! Are those explosives? I spy concealed amongst those coconuts. Perhaps I spoke in haste. It would appear that we have found our phantom thief after all.
Oh, those are mine, Inspector. I was looking for a place to set them down, you see, and those coconuts were looking awfully lonely.
Nashu, far be it from me to cast doubt on your choice of hobbies, but what in the name of the 12 would possess you to bring your creations to an investigation?
Well, they were so helpful in jogging your memory that one time, and I just thought, does this mean you won't be needing this piece of driftwood either?
Your enthusiasm is always admirable, Nashu, but in this event I fear somewhat misdirected. Now set the driftwood down over there and concentrate on taking your notes like the astute assistant you are. I say, we are most fortunate that confounding Inspector Briardian is otherwise occupied at the moment. Were he to chance upon the scene, he would veritably explode in rage. Now let us dispose of these things before an errant ember sends all to a fiery demise.
Confounding Inspector Briardian, explode, a fiery demise. Got it. Are you sure about that?
Oh.
Uh-oh, don't look now, but someone has returned at the absolute worst possible time. You two are supposed to be keeping an eye on the suspects and staying out of trouble, yes? The inspector will have a fit if he sees you here.
But, Miss Ellie, should Inspector Briardian come upon these explosives, the consequences will be even more dire.
Elder and I will see that the inspector keeps a wide berth of this beach. You two just get out of here and be quick about it.
Quick thinking, Miss Ellie. Come, Nashu, we shall return for your creations once Inspector Briardian has been led safely from the scene. Investigation calls us, and we must heed its cry.
Oh, okay. Mind the bombs! So, Hildibrand has managed thus far not to destroy anything. Consider me something almost resembling impressed. Indeed, but enough about Hildibrand. Elder and I have been waiting to hear your latest theories. We should go somewhere quiet and...
An excellent idea, Miss Ellie. Oh, yes, that spot over there by the crate should suffice.
There, of all places! But surely we could find somewhere more scenic.
I'm not here on vacation. I'm on here to solve a case. Besides, we cannot afford to have our conversation overheard. That gently-lit beach should afford us some welcome privacy.
Yes, Inspector. Privacy, indeed. Bloody hells!
Don't worry, Elder. I'll figure out some way to lead him clear of the bombs.
All right. You do that. Oopsie's got to see this. Let me guess, he's an idiot and he hasn't noticed yet. Stick. Bombs. coconuts? Is it just me, or is there a bit of a chill in the air? Perhaps we should go someplace warm. Floopsy agrees. I, for one, welcome a respite from the sweltering heat. Besides, this will not take long. If you insist, Inspector. They have a mind of their own. Through the questioning of a brass blade attacked by our quarry, I have identified the 3 individuals most likely to be our thief in disguise. To wit, Morgant, Yalto Nalto, and Lewenhart. The 3 of us shall split up, with each of us keeping watch over. Are the 2 of you listening? Of course we are. Beg pardon, Inspector. Floopsy, floopsy! You look unwell, Miss Ellie. Perhaps you are right. I too feel a chill wind blowing in. Mayhap we should continue our conversation elsewhere. Ah, but there is no need. Wait here. I shall build us a fire. Ha ha! Methinks the inspector has taken leave of his senses. The chance of locating suitable kindling on these barren shores is infinitesimal. Stick. Here we are. This piece of driftwood should serve perfectly. As fortune would have it, I just happen to have some flintstone in my person. Oh shit! There is no cause for alarm! 'Tis not blood that courses through the inspector's veins, but ice! I could not fathom a series of events that would lead such a calm and composed individual to lose his firm grip on that fiery torch. Remarkable insight, Inspector. I must record these words for posterity. Woo-wee! It's flying! What have we here? Everything is proceeding according to my master plan. Could this be another challenge from the fiend? Surely you jest, Inspector. It looks nothing like his usual card. See? Doubtless it's just the idle ravings of some madman. Floopsy? Perhaps so, but we must exercise due caution. Ah, there are 2 more pages. Give up hope, he of many faces will laugh last. It is not the Lapis Maiden alone that shall come to harm. It is more direct than his previous challenges, but there can be no doubt as to the sender. But what is this talk of another victim? The final page holds the answer, no doubt. The final page? Confounding Inspector Briardian will meet a fiery demise. Floopsy could not have seen this coming. Normally he blows up. You saw through the fiend's ruse, but how? Let's just call it reporter's intuition. Are you hurt? Ringing in my ears, but otherwise no worse for the wear. You have my gratitude. Hildibrand Manderville, were you able to learn aught of the fiend who made this ignoble attempt on my life? I exhausted every effort, Inspector, yet I fear our quarry proves ever elusive. Excellent. I might have died of shock if you had. At any rate, our foe has revealed himself as no mere thief, but a madman who will resort to cold-blooded murder. We must redouble our vigilance, lest the others come to harm. Vigilance. Yes, vigilance is the order of the day.
Wash in the name of the gods! Those teeth, those vegetables cost a fortune, and they're ruined, ruined! Agent of inquiry, more like agent of injury and incompetence! You are to replace those supplies you destroyed before the banquet begins. I will see the entire lot of you rot in a gaol! Oh.
Clearly our thief has decided that my prodigious intellect presents the greatest threat to his schemes. Perhaps he is more clever than I may have thought. Is that a fish? I'm getting hungry. Thanks to our quick thinking, the bombs are no more, and the inspector is none the wiser. 'Tis a shame to see good food go to waste, though. Those coconuts looked positively luscious. I would ask how he survived an explosion at point-blank range, but something tells me that that's one more mystery better left unsolved. Hildibrand is probably just actually a primal. He's indestructible. Lewinfart? What was that terrible explosion coming from the beach? Is everyone safe? Fear not, the fiend's artless attempt on my life has been thwarted. Sadly, your food supply did not escape unscathed. Master Guguremu bids that the damaged ingredients be replaced with all speed. Good gods! This is no thief, this is a madman! As for replacing the ingredients, I fear that will prove a difficult task. Those crates contained imported vegetables of considerable rarity, you see. Vegetables that are in particularly short supply these days. What with the mandragores at large, even if I were to place the order immediately, it would likely take days to arrive. Mandragores? I have heard of that fell band. Tell me, what manner of vegetables do they steal?
Theirs was an import from far east. I do not recall the name, but it was very closely resembled the Eorzean dragon pepper, save for its color, which was a deep purple. Methinks you dost worry too much, Master Leonhardt. Our course of action is clear. We need only storm into the den of these overgrown weeds and steal your precious purple dragon peppers right back. I would advise against that, Inspector. These are no ordinary mandragoras, but rather a bloodthirsty band of killers, given succulent flesh. Even the brass blades of the Gerbera proved unable to resist them. Oh ho! A formidable foe indeed, were only there a brave soul in our midst, with a want for taking on fearsome enemies, with not a shred of concern for his own well-being. Your eyes, friends, they speak to me. They say, I, yes, I shall vanquish these rogue vegetables and deliver the purloined goods back to their rightful owner. You are truly a godsend, adventurer. One Sun Hymnal of the Yellow Jackets has been charged with defending the road from the Mandragoras. If anything would have knowledge of their current whereabouts, it would be him. Without those ingredients, Master Guguremu is like to cook me instead. Please, friend, you're my only hope. A gentleman will never let his comrade face danger alone. Let us away to Limsa together. Ooh. Alright. Here we go. Him. Send him now? If you've come for the Mandragoras, I fear you're half a bell too late. As were we. Blast it all! To hear the poor merchant tell it, no sooner had he opened his cargo hold to check on a shipment of vegetables than did an onion turn on him, screeching bloody murder. Fled his own vessel in sheer terror, he did. By the time he came to his senses, it had set sail without him. The merchant left for Aleport, hoping to recoup his losses. If you've a mind to go after the culprits, you might lend an ear to his sad tale. Ah, is the thrill of the chase not invigorating, friend? The ferry docked by Fisherman's Bottom will carry us to Aleport. Let us be swiftly on our way. We haven't seen Butterfingers in a while. Tiny trader? You're even smaller than... Oopsie. Eek! Don't sneak up on me like that! I thought you were a feral turnip, a murder segment, or something like that. Think I jest you, ye? You'd be singing a different tune if a shot of tomato juice almost took out your eye as it did mine. My eye! By the time it became bewitched, I'd already set sail with me ship and me livelihood. I'm ruined, ruined. If I never see another bleeding onion till the end of my days, it'll be too soon. Oh. To hear most say it, the Mandragoras are a nasty lot, a right pain in the arse to the farmers and provisioners the realm over, but let me tell you, fiend, that ain't the least of it. Freeing their fellow fronds from our larders and tables is but the beginning. The bulbous blackguards have a far grander scheme. Revolution! Madness, ye say? Take a ferry to the Isle of Umbra and see with your own eyes, veritable vegetable kingdom where eggplants and turnips rule with an iron fist. This muscle-bound fellow with the dim expression, I can swear I've seen his face somewhere before. Bugger me, if it ain't the undead overlord what fancies himself a gentleman inspector. What should make you? I could it, the adventurer what bested the thief and duelist in single combat? It wasn't single combat, but yeah. Well, bugger me and call me inspector. Tell me, is it true the duelist traveled with a demon bird whose crow could split the heavens? But that's neither here nor there. Look, I don't know about you, but I ain't so keen on the notion of calling a bloody tomato your grace. That's exactly the fate we're in for if we don't nip this revolution in the bud, and I mean that literally. As we speak, the Mandragoras are planting themselves a whole army of their own kind on the Isle of Umbra. You'd be doing the whole realm a favor if you would go there and uproot them before the harvest comes. Many a case have I solved in my day, but I've not matched wits with sentient plant life before. It should provide quite exhilarating. To the Isle of Umbra!
Sweet Jesus.
Vegetables! Elder's natural enemy! Floopsy is here! Mandragora bud? Oh. Floopsy does not understand those symbols.
You feel a hostile gaze upon you.
Spud, you're the only vegetable we care about. Maybe you should not see the vegetable murder we're about to do. Pudge will join us for this adventure. If we've got to murder vegetables, we don't want poor Spud to see. They're speaking in PlayStation! Floopsy is a PC gamer. He does not understand. Oh, now they're adding symbols of ASCII's in them. Musical note, $, musical note. Why is Floopsy not surprised?
Friend! My vicinity and the girls should lead to service. Yes, they must be down here. Somewhere. Commence the Mandragoras.
Oh! Hello! Oh! We'll meet you back at Costa del Sol. Alright. We made it back.
What took you so long, friend? The Isle of Umbra are but a short sprint away. I trust you had brought along the goods we so bravely reclaimed.
Clearly this man is not human.
You return. I feared you might end up a tasty snack for a crazed head of cabbage.
The cabbages are our friends. Cabbage Patch Kids. Those guys were assholes.
The stolen foodstuffs! You have saved my hide today. Oh, but I must see if those purple dragon peppers are intact. Master Kuguremu is quite particular about his seasonings.
Oh, can I come too? I've never seen a purple dragon pepper before.
That wild vegetable chase was a pleasant diversion, but it is time we return to the case. Now there must be some clues that yet elude us.
Core, the peppers have changed color.
What's this? Peppers that possess the same powers of disguise as our many-faced foe. A gentleman must needs investigate. A striking shade of blue, quite far from the purple that Master Lewenhardt described. Perhaps we recovered the wrong case.
Well, look here, Inspector. It's quite clearly marked for Costa del Sol. How curious.
Did I say purple? I meant purplish blue, or a bluish purple. The true colors are really quite similar when you think about it. These peppers have a most distinctive hue. No man could reasonably mistake it for any shade of purple. He's the thief! Unless, of course, he was wearing a very particular sort of eyewear at the time. Ha! The charade is up! After the man! It is as I suspected all along. The goggles have proved the key to cracking the case. With speed, Nashu, the fiend must be brought to justice.
Blue, where'd your gloves go, buddy?
You can run, but you cannot. If you thought you could outsprint this Manderville man, you are sorely mistaken. For pilfering a priceless blade, threatening a maiden's virtue, and untold crimes against law-abiding citizens of Eorzea, I, Hildibrand, Agent of Enquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, hereby place you under arrest. Done in by a snipper, a fitting end for an ignoble thief. Let us see what lies behind the mask.
This is the real one. He's not wearing gloves.
Where am I? Who are you? Ha! Playing the fool will avail you not. I suggest you come willingly. A gentleman is not given to violence, but should you attempt to resist, I disavow responsibility for any shattered skulls or broken bones. Wait, I remember now. I was on my way to meet with Miss Arabella when... Miss Arabella! I must find her at once! Oh, my head. It would seem this man wears no mask. This is the true Leeuwenhoek. I swear on my life that it is so. I was en route to the estate in Wineport when one of the brat's blades on patrol approached me. We exchanged greetings, and the next instant he turned on me. I fought desperately to defend myself, even managed to drive a kitchen knife into the man's right hand. In the end, though, he proved too strong for me.
Now that you mention it, the imposter was wearing gloves. I knew there was something suspicious about him.
There's still time before the banquet begins. Knowing our quarry, he has doubtless already assumed a new identity. And yet he could not have foreseen this turn of events. It is unlikely that he had the time to thoroughly research his new target. More importantly, we now know that the thief suffered a wound to his right hand. We simply need to return to Costa del Sol and examine the hands of all present. An excellent plan, Inspector. While you do so, we shall accompany Leeuwenhoek back to the estate, that we might ensure Miss Arabella's safety.
They're alive. I found you, my little ones. Let me guess. You seethe with anger at those that took from you what was yours.
Then it would appear our goals are in accord. Make for Costa del Sol and await my orders. When the time is right, revenge will be yours. The game is afoot, inspectors. Now, what mask shall I wear to the ball? Arabella!
Miss Arabella, what are you doing out here? You must return to the estate at once.
Oh, Lewin, always the worrier. Your concern is touching, but I am a woman grown. Besides, I just wanted to see the flowers.
Lovely though these flowers may be, they're as unsightly weeds when measured against your beauty. I am Hildibrand, Agent of Enquiry Inspector Extraordinaire. Please call me Hildy.
The pleasure is mine, my lord. Much have I heard of your deeds. Tell me, are these rumors of a many-faced thief true?
I fear they are, Miss Arabella, but still your gentle heart, for as long as Hildibrand is on the case, the fiend shall not lay a twisted finger upon you. This I swear on the Manderville name.
The gods smile on me indeed to send such a strong and handsome gentleman as my champion. And yet... you seem pensive, milady. Is something the matter? To tell the truth, this marriage has been arranged against my wishes. I do not love Vans. I've not even met him. He sent me this clasp as a betrothal gift, a treasure from my treasure, where it always, the message said. Do not care how beautiful it is, it might as well be a golden shackle.
Miss Arabella, you must not say such things. An arranged marriage to a youth you have not even met? Unconscionable!
Father says this marriage must happen, that it is for the future of the family trade. Spoken like a true Uldan, but if I may be bold, milady, would I be correct in assuming that you and your father are not related by blood? Quite so. Father found me amongst the beggars on Pearl Lane when I was just a babe. He took me in and raised me as his own. He took Lewin in as well, though as a servant rather than son. You may think Father a cold and miserly man, but to me he is the man who gave me warmth and hope when I had none. I will learn to love Vans, if that will make Father happy.
You cannot be serious, Miss Arabella. You are a beautiful young woman with your whole life ahead of you. Surely you would not have to look far to find a gentleman with whom you would rather spend the rest of your days.
If I have to spend another hour with you, I'm like to lose my wits. But anyway, we should return to Costa del Sol and see how the inspector's investigation fares. I as well must prepare for the banquet. Farewell, friends.
Hildibrand?
We have not a moment to lose, friend. The time of our final confrontation with the fiend is nigh. Our foe has doubtless assumed a new identity, but have no fear. Upon our return to Costa del Sol, I shall employ the time-tested Manderville art of parley to cut through the fiend's flimsy facade. 'Tis an art that I would impart to you as well, friend, though there will be time enough for that once our foe is in shackles and Miss Arabella is safe. No doubt it shall prove as invaluable in your adventures as it has in my investigations, or, failing that, serve to entertain you when you have nothing better to do. But I digress. A gentleman must away to Costa del Sol. The fair maiden's life hangs in the balance. Not you, Miss Ellie, with me!
Don't worry, Floopsy will keep an eye on him. Ooh-wee. Briardian?
Inspector Briardian, I have seen to the maiden's safety. Miss Arabella will be along soon. How fares your investigation? I have canvassed the grounds, but none of the guests are concealing their hands. How can this be? The thief must be somewhere. Right there!
Miss Arabella just left her estate, I hear. I suppose we'll find out soon enough if her beauty is truly a match for our own. Tee-hee!
There's no time. Without the thief in custody, we cannot risk allowing Miss Arabella to take the stage.
But, Inspector, Vans and his family will not take kindly to his betrothed's absence.
Humph, that is nothing of my concern. Besides, doubtless, the inspector here will think of something. Me? What do you propose? You're the expert at creating diversions. Can't you just knock something over or blow something up with the like? You know, like you always do? Inspector Briardian, I knew the day would come that you recognized my many talents. Worry not, Master Vans. Yes, for the sake of the maiden, our gentleman will do what must needs be done. The poor sop lacks even the wits to know when he's being insulted. Now to the task at hand. We must find a way to conceal Miss Arabella's true identity.
Not far from here are the servants' quarters. There should be a change of clothes lying about.
Perfect. Elder, find some suitably ordinary garb and deliver it to Miss Arabella outside the gates. I shall proceed with the investigation.
Okay. Your heads are covered!
Has Lapis Maiden arrived yet? I simply must look upon her beauty for myself. Servant's garb, you say? I much prefer what you're wearing, but we certainly have enough rags to go round. Here you go, do with them as you will.
Uh-oh, did she give us a floopsy-sized pair? That won't fit the maiden. Blue lady!
Greetings, friend. Oh, what's this you have for me?
Rags! Wear them!
Servant's garb? But why?
Miss Arabella, with the thief still at large, the risk of letting you be seen is too great. Change into those clothes and promise that you will not leave my sight.
But the ceremony. Father will be furious. And Lord Vans.
We are dealing with a man who tried to blast me to the heavens and almost succeeded. We cannot exercise enough caution. As for the ceremony, I have entrusted the matter to a certain gentleman. You need only concern yourself with your own safety. We should do as the inspector says, Miss Arabella. Your life is more important than this marriage, or whatever profit your father stands to gain from it.
Lewin, if Father heard you say such things.
I should have said them long ago. By not doing so, I have put your life in danger. But besides, we have not one but two skilled inspectors on the case. It will not be long until the fiend is brought to justice.
Very well. I shall retreat to the carriage. Pray wait for me here. My apologies for the delay. What should I do with my banquet dress, Inspector?
Elder, bring Miss Arabella's dress to that bumbling inspector. I dare not speculate as to how he intends to see to his task, but I would imagine he requires all the help he can get. Now let us return before the festivities begin.
Floopsy, take this. Wait, we're delivering the dress to Hildibrand? Uh-oh. Bro, you could have delivered it. You were here first.
Ah, you returned! Me? I was in the act of formulating a master plan to distract Master Vans at the ceremony! Is there aught I might do for you?
Hold on to this.
Why, this is Miss Arabella's dress! I must admit to some confusion as to what to do with it, but worry not, I shall take it into safekeeping. And with that, I must attend to Master Vans before the ceremony begins. Worry not, friend! I assure you that Inspector Briardian and I have the situation entirely under control. Why not find yourself a seat and enjoy the festivities?
Oh boy. Floopsy, that's not how you use a chair. Sit. Floopsy never learned how to use chairs properly.
Curses! How am I supposed to find my man with all these people milling about?
Friends, family, business associates, 'tis an honor and a pleasure to welcome one and all to Costa del Sol for today's feast, co-hosted by the Brugair Consortium and the East Alderney Trading Company.
We trust that you have been enjoying fine food, fine spirits, and profitable conversation.
The Lapis Maiden. If even half the tales of her beauty are true, Vans is the luckiest bastard in the realm.
Yalto Nolto, Sinana, honored guests, it's great pleasure to announce the betrothal of my son Vans, future chair of the Brugair Consortium, to Arabella, daughter of Master Guguremu and the East Alderney Trading Company. The couple would exchange their eternal vows here today, that the happiness that is theirs may usher in a new era of prosperity for one and all. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present my son's lovely bride, the Lapis Maiden, whose beauty minstrels will sing of for ages to come. Damn you, Hildibrand, Manderville, you had one job.
She's beautiful.
Humph. Was rather expecting otherwise. She is my bride, after all. Milady, they say your beauty transcends even the boundaries of time. When we are wed, you will want for nothing. Pray, give your hand unto me. My sun and stars, yes, yes, 1,000 times yes. I am yours and shall be forevermore.
Oh, what have you done with my bride, you cross-dressing deviant?
Not quite what I had intended, but I suppose it serves our purposes. Fear not, ladies and gentlemen, for Miss Arabella is safe and sound. I, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, have but assumed the maiden's appearance to ensnare the vile fiend who would take aim at her life. Oh, dear. The fiend who now lies defenselessly before me! The game is of Vans, or shall I call you by another name? The thief of many faces!
Eh?
Me? Thief? Are you mad?
It appears that my masterful deductions have proved beyond the grasp of your mind. Very well, allow me to elucidate. While there is not a soul in the realm who has not heard the tales of Miss Arabella's beauty, there are but 2 men here in Costa del Sol who had gazed upon her lovely visions before today, her father, Guguremu, and her steward, Lewinhart. As you yourself admitted on multiple occasions, Master Van, you were to have your first glimpse of your bride-to-be today. Considered in this light, would you not say your reaction upon seeing my face was most unnatural? Who else could see through my ingenious disguise? Who could know at a glance that I was not the fair maiden? None save you, ye of 1,000 faces. Gloves. He's wearing gloves. I mean...
And anyone else with half their wits about them?
They're all wearing gloves too.
How dare you make a mockery of my wedding day? Guards, arrest that pervert at once! Lock him up in gaol and throw away the key! Arabella? Oh, thank God you're safe! Come with me, quickly, there's a dangerous madman about!
Gloves! A glove on his right hand. Could it be? Oh. Ah ha ha! The man is a fool, but it would have behooved you to listen to him. Alas, you did not! And what is yours is now mine! That's the thief! Stop wasting your time with that imbecile and arrest him!
Oh no, the vegetables!
You came all this way for me? You love me! You really, really love me! That seems like cheating. The attention is most flattering, but I have taken what I came for, and now I must away, my lords, my ladies, till we meet again.
Oh, darn it! Oh! Oh, yeah, ah!
He stole the dinky necklace. I hear the real Vans was found bound and gagged in a storage room. Truly, Miss Arabella, I'm sorry. For what, milady? The banquet was more exciting than I ever could have hoped for. Vance and his father were furious, of course, and our marriage has been called off. But perhaps it is for the best. I would find my own way to make father happy by living my life as I would live it. It is you, Inspector Hildibrand, who taught me this lesson. For the love of the gods, somebody find him a change of clothes. But But one thing still puzzles me. The thief challenged said he would steal the Lapis Maiden's virtue. Yet, in the end, he took only her neckpiece. Now that you mention it, Master Guguremu told me about the clasp when it first arrived, engraved with the mark of the Sun Goddess. It was one of the most treasured pieces from the Bruguière's collection, known by many as Azema's virtue. The maiden's virtue indeed. When the next challenge comes, we must take extra care to read between the lines. Hey, whoa. Challenge? No way! Oh! Oh no, pumpkin! Or onion! Over here, Inspector. It says, made you look? Hmm? The fiend plays us for fools. Give that to me at once. When next we meet, I shall come to claim the victor's spoils. Humph, another riddle. If nothing else, it appears the thief has abandoned any foolish notions of my assassination. Still, we must ever be on guard. The fiend attempted murder once. He may very well do so again. Verily, Inspector, I must agree. One can never be too wary when dealing with a murderer. Hear me, man of 1,000 faces. You sealed your fate when you called me out by name. Mark my words, when next we meet, you will be mine. Yes, it was the Phantom Thief who was to blame for that bomb. Truly, verily, indubitably the Phantom Thief. Most certainly. Ha 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 ha. Urgh! He has no texture! Parlay minigame is now available. Next time, to the victor goes a priceless treasure. While the smile of a champion holds secrets untold. Are 8 legs better than 2? Can a Manderville man triumph over terrors and win the day? The Colosseum Conundrum. The key to the next case is also the key to the storeroom. Be sure not to lose it. Wait, it's a real key and a figurative one at the same time? Is that even possible? I guess we'll find out next time.